High in the frozen peaks of the Norwegian mountains, a lone hiker stumbled upon something buried in ice, something that hadn't seen sunlight in over 15 centuries. It wasn't gold or a weapon, but a single, tattered moccasin. A shoe, made by human hands 1,500 years ago. Preserved by the cold, waiting to tell its story. What secrets does a single shoe hold? Who wore it? And why did they never return? It began in 2019, in the Jotunheimen mountains of Norway, a place whose name literally means home of the giants. A group of archaeologists from the Glacier Archaeology program were surveying ice patches when a strange shape appeared in the melting snow. It was soft leather, perfectly preserved, stitched, folded, and still shaped like a foot. They had found a moccasin made around 500 AD, the Roman Iron Age, when Vikings were not yet kings, and northern Europe was a wilderness of tribes, hunters, and survival. At first, the team thought it was modern, maybe something left by a mountaineer decades ago. But radiocarbon dating told a different story. The shoe was older than the Viking Age. Older than Charlemagne. Older even than most medieval kingdoms. It was handmade from reindeer leather, tied with plant fibers, a design unseen for over 1,000 years. At first, the team thought it was modern, maybe something left by a mountaineer decades ago. But radiocarbon dating told a different story. The shoe was older than the Viking Age. Older than Charlemagne. Older even than most medieval kingdoms. It was handmade from reindeer leather, tied with plant fibers, a design unseen for over 1,000 years. And that's when they realized, they were holding a piece of human history frozen in time. The size, and we're told archaeologists it belonged to a traveler, maybe a hunter, a shepherd, or a messenger crossing the mountains. The left side was scuffed, the toe reinforced. Whoever wore it had walked long distances, maybe carrying game or guiding reindeer herds through treacherous ice valleys. The shoe's stitching even revealed something personal: care. Whoever made it took time to ensure it lasted. That small detail, invisible to most, reminded scientists that ancient people were not primitive. They were survivors, craftsmen, parents, and dreamers, just like us. Glacial archaeologists call these frozen patches time machines. When something falls into the ice, a tool, a weapon, or in this case, a shoe, it's sealed away from air, rot, and decay. The glacier becomes a vault. As climate change melts these ancient layers, they return lost artifacts to us, but at a cost. Every discovery is also a warning: the ice is vanishing faster than ever before. And for every moccasin that appears, countless others will melt and disappear forever. Around the shoe, researchers found arrow shafts, animal bones, and fragments of fabric, clues to a vanished world. Imagine, 1,500 years ago, this same mountain was a hunting trail. Men and women walked across the ice to track reindeer, leaving footprints that froze. And stayed frozen until our century. Every object melted from the ice adds another heartbeat to a forgotten civilization. The moccasin was not just a relic, it was a message from the past, saying, "We were here." But one question haunted archaeologists: why was the shoe alone? No body, no tools, no second shoe. Some believe the traveler lost it while crossing and turned back. Others think the owner perished, buried under snow that never thawed. The ice never lies, but it doesn't always tell the whole story. In the ancient world, losing a shoe could mean death. In mountains like Jotunheimen, a single mistake could end your life. And yet, thanks to the cold, their story endured, sealed in silence for centuries. You might think it's just an old shoe. But that moccasin changed how we view ancient Scandinavia. Before its discovery, few believed people traveled these frozen passes so early in history. Now, we know these mountains were highways, arteries of trade and survival, long before the Vikings. It's proof that humans, even then, dared to explore the edge of the world. As ice melts, more artifacts emerge: wooden arrows, leather tunics, even sled parts. Every discovery draws a clearer map of an ancient network of people who braved the cold to feed their families. But how much longer can this frozen archive survive? The clock is ticking. Each artifact we find is both a gift and a farewell, history melting into the sea. When that 1,500-year-old moccasin was pulled from the ice, it wasn't just a shoe, it was a footprint frozen in time. A human story preserved by nature's cruel mercy. We don't know their name. We don't know their fate. But through this discovery, they walk again. And that's what Unburied History is about, giving voices back to the forgotten, one discovery at a time. Because if a single shoe can survive 1,500 years in silence, what else still waits beneath the ice? Subscribe to Unburied History, because every week, we bring the past back to life.